Hello everybody, we are getting ready to do our adventure walk, and I thought it'd be suitable to speak to somebody from the Ben, the charity that we're going to support during the walk, and we're already raising funds for, and it would be nice to hear more about the Ben, who they are and what they do. So I've invited Chris from the Ben to talk to us today. Hi Chris.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to see you. But Chris, who are you and what's your role with the Ben?
Well, I'm the Chief Executive of the Ben. I've worked with the Ben for 33 years. The structure of the Ben, there's me in the office. I do the day-to-day running of the Ben, and we have a board of directors who are volunteers from throughout the drinks and hospitality industry. So they obviously, they're a great help. They help with fundraising, etc. We also have a team of ambassadors who go out and visit our beneficiaries.
Okay.
We have 97 beneficiaries who we support every year with an annual amount. So they're the kind of traditional beneficiaries that we've had. Through COVID, obviously, we have been helping so many other younger people. A lot of younger people have come in contact. In fact, it's mainly been younger people that have come in contact during COVID for help.
Do you notice a difference in who is asking for help?
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've been looking at how do we tap into a younger audience to let them know what the Ben do, because I think quite a lot of people in the trade think the Ben, we have pensioners and it's people who have retired from the trade that we help. And yeah, that is the case. But for many, many years, we've helped younger people as well. But it's to get that message out there that the Ben are here for you. If you work 3 years full time in the trade,
yeah,
can apply to the Ben. That's criteria. During COVID, we shortened that period to 2 years, and really, you're not going to start to say, well, you've not worked in the trade long enough if you've got no money for food or for your rent or whatever. So we were looking at every case individually. Normally, obviously social media, we let people know. We've got the website as well. Word of mouth, and what the process is. People will email me, and I'll get the email. I'll send them out a form to fill in, email it across to them, and then when I get the form back, speak to them. So for everybody who comes on, it's a personal thing. At the start of lockdown, we were inundated with people because they didn't know what to do, where to turn. For everybody, it was the same. Even, I think it's not even so much about giving people money, it's about treating them as an individual, not judging them, and trying to help them. And I think they appreciate that they're actually speaking to a human being and they're getting somewhere. I think, getting to speak to somebody really made a difference to them. And of course, then that leads on to the mental health. It's breathing space that we partner with. So that's information about breathing spaces on the website if people want to go onto the website. And the other sort of part of the Ben, a big part of the Ben, is that we own 18 houses in the Pitlochry estate.
Yes.
And, it's people who have worked in the trade that stay in these houses, are permanent homes. We use one for respite. We work with Shared Care Scotland, and we use one house for respite. And what happens is, normal times, people go in for a week's respite. Holiday. They can actually take, whoever they're caring for with them, or they can have some respite away from the person that they care for.
Yeah, and the people that live in those cottages are retirees from the industry. They retire.
Yes, but we do have some people who work still in the industry. They may have low wages, or they may have health problems or whatever, so there's a criteria to get into the houses as well. But yeah, they are all people who work or have worked in the trade.
If something breaks down and you have no money coming in and you really have no extra cash, they can come and ask for help.
Yeah, one-off grants for emergency situations that people have. Now, the lucky ones will have insurance. You and I may have house insurance, contents insurance, or whatever. When people don't have money, they don't have insurance.
Yeah.
If they don't have money to eat, they don't have, go to your insurance when your washing machine breaks down. And, they come to us for various things like that. I had one young man, I'll tell you a story, one young man during COVID who managed to get a job, and it was a driving job, a delivery job, full-time job, permanent job. And the week before he started, he went over a pothole and jiggered his car, basically. And the boy, he went on to Universal Credit and asked, could they give him something, explained about this, his car had broken and it was a delivery job. And they said, I'm sorry, we can't help you. So he turned to the Ben. And the Ben told him, right, okay, get your car sorted, get the garage to send us the bill. And he actually got his job because of that. Because he said, if I don't get this job, I can't afford anything. If my car's broken, I can't do the job. It's, vicious circle.
Yeah.
And he actually sent me a photograph over of his uniform because they asked him to start a couple of days early. And he was so delighted that he managed to get this job and we'd helped him out. Obviously, in normal times, things like washing machines, fridges, some people have been homeless, we've managed to get them some furniture for moving into new houses. So we tailor it to suit the individual. And that's the thing. You are a person, you are not a number, you're not a tick in the box, you're a person. And you'll get a person at the other end of the line. And, we have a great team of ambassadors as well who go out and visit the beneficiaries that we have, the ones that we pay an annual amount to. But those guys are instrumental to the successful running of the Ben, the day-to-day run. They're my team. Yeah. So anything I need, I can phone them and say, could you go and see that man or go and see that girl? But we managed, we get through it. People are still applying, obviously. I think this year will be challenging as well for us because though all the companies and individuals that helped, they've really stepped up to the plate. We had some fantastic donations that we didn't, even consider. We did the whiskey auction that you were involved with, Jenny, which brought in a lot of money as well. So that was fantastic. And thank you for all the work that you did in that. But this year, we still haven't got our events up and running. We had no events last year. And we just kept our head above the water. So it was great. We managed to keep our head above the water. This year, I think, will still be a challenge because, we've still not got all of our events. We don't have the Ben dinner, which we had last year. And that's the biggest event. So, there's that big hole where the money came from the Ben dinner.
So the events have been the main fundraising tool up until COVID hits.
Yeah, what we normally do is we do a President's Appeal and ask the companies to donate to the President's Appeal. We have investments that bring in money as well, and then we have the fundraising events. That's the way that the Ben is structured to bring in the money. And, obviously with no event, we just thought it was just horrendous. It was horrendous. But as I say, people have stepped up to the plate. They were fantastic. And can I just take the opportunity to thank everybody, every individual who did something for the Ben. And it's a Scottish, countrywide charity. It's not just the Central Belt, we've got people who we support in like Barra and, Dumfries and, so you've all over the place in Scotland, but it is a Scottish charity. All the money raised in Scotland stays in Scotland. The thing that kind of gets me through listening to the terrible stories is the fact that we're actually helping them.
Yeah.
And we are making a difference to them. There are people with kids who can't feed their kids. And just horrendous stories.
So it makes complete sense to me that we work together on this. And it was interesting. What would, just for an example, like you once mentioned, £60 is enough for a startup kit for somebody that's starting fresh in a flat.
We had during COVID, we'd been in touch with various organisations, and that's the thing about a starter pack. If you have somebody who's homeless and starting, up in a new house, and it's things like a continental quilt, pillows, cutlery, crockery, a kettle, micro, things like that. If the Ben pays £60 to this organisation, they will deliver this stuff for people to start. So that's a pack that they get. And then what we would look at, we would send our visitors out and say, right, okay, what have you got in the house? What do you need? You know, what's the priority here? You know, there are various government bodies that do like white goods, and, you know, there's welfare funds and stuff. So you would look at that, and people apply to these things. If they're rejected, the Ben can step in again there. I love my job because we are helping people, you know, and it's a great feeling when you see them coming on. Okay, you know, you get a wee bit down at times thinking, oh goodness, how are we going to help these people? How are they going to get out the bit? But see, when you see them coming out the other side, you know, it's so rewarding. It's something that you can't buy. Get involved with the Ben, because you know, it's so rewarding. All our directors work for different companies, competitors, and they put that aside when they sit around the board table at the Ben, and they all help the charity. And that's what it's all about. It's about, you know, us getting together, you know, as a body and making a difference. And we do. We make such a difference to people. Thank you and all your team for doing this walk. I mean, I think we'll have to be investing in some foot cream or whatever.
You know, we're getting all sorts of sponsors. People are giving us blister plasters and all sorts coming our directions. It's going to be tough, but worth it. Well worth it. I've really enjoyed chatting with you, and I will make sure everybody hears about the Ben, and will be able to help or come for help. That's the other thing that people
absolutely do. We're here to help. You know, hopefully you'll think that I'm approachable enough to talk to. You know,
I can vouch for that.
That's where we start. Okay. Thank you very much, Jenny, for taking the time to do this as well. And hopefully, you know, it will raise a lot of awareness for the charity.